What parts about the ocean scare you?
Man, what what parts about this ocean scare me? Everything. From the waves being huge to the reefs to getting held down to the sharks. When you think about it, it's kind of crazy that we even get in the water sometimes. Yeah, for sure. Well, my name's Eden. I'm from Redlands, California, and I've been surfing for about 10 years now. So, yeah, kind of crazy. Whenever I tell people that I'm from Redlands, they're like, there aren't any waves out there. I'm like, no, there aren't.
After 2 steps, I lost my balance. And you know, that's when the colors started to change.
How long have you been surfing?
My name is Carson Braze. I'm from Orange County, California, and I have been surfing for, first time I stepped on a surfboard was when I was probably 5 or 6, but consistently I've been surfing for probably 4 years.
Sick.
And it was somewhere then I started to feel chaos. Somewhere then, don't look at me.
My name is Cole Anderson. I've been surfing for 10 years now, and I'm from San Diego, California. And how long have you been surfing?
Ethan Dennison from San Diego, California. I've been surfing for about 15 years.
Sweet.
I don't even know where to
to start with Denny. He rips. Like, absolutely. He will go on any wave. It doesn't matter if this thing is hucking over him and he's like 5 foot in front of it and the tube's like crashing onto him. He will paddle for the wave. And all of us will like start cracking up because we know that no matter how big the wave is and no matter how steep the drop is, if this thing's gonna implode on him, Denny's going for it.
Probably the very start of my experience, I guess, fixing surfboards and, making surfboards. I think that all started from when Ward came and visited us at Westmont. He showed up for Parents Weekend and just brought this big tub of ding repair supplies. He just starts going, and he's kind of walking us through it like pretty quick though. He's just sanding the thing, and he's glassing it and then sanding some more, and I'm just watching like in awe. I've never seen this done in person before, and just trying to like absorb as much as I can. Yeah, just took the time to really teach us, and from then on, I haven't had to bring my board to anyone to fix because I've been able to fix it myself, and all thanks to Ward. And then being able to go out to Kauai and shape with him was super special too. He kind of just brought us in and walked us through the whole process, start to finish. We had the actual Ryan Lovelace thick Lizzie, and we were taking all the dimensions from it, measuring like every little bend and turn of that board, and we got our blanks out, and then we started making measurements and like drawing lines and then sawing and planing, and it was just this big crash course on like how to shape a board. One of the things that Cole and I remember Ward saying all the time was, like water, be like water, nose to tail. And we kind of laughed at him a lot because he said it all the time. But I mean, it was like really profound, honestly. It's just a great way to look at shaping, because you want like the movements across the board as you're cutting down the foam to be like as smooth as water moving over the board, because that's what's going to be happening. This water is going to be flowing over the board. So if you have these weird angles and stuff, your board's not going to surf well because the water's not flowing over it in like a smooth way. Yeah, just having that new perspective of the flow of the board and how it interacts with water was a big learning experience for me. Overall, Ward is the reason why I like fixing boards, and I recently really like shaping boards, and just gotten so much more into surfing, other than so much deeper into surfing, I guess, other than just the actual surfing part. There's so much more to it that I've been able to experience because of Ward. So yeah, it's been awesome. Wardo.
When Ward taught me how to do ding repair, I mean, that was really the start of Revival Surf. Then it kind of opened up this gate of like, this is something I love to do. I love surfing, and I love the culture, and I love the ocean, and I want to be around it my whole life. It's like, whoa, I could make this work. I could use what he's taught me and just make a life out of doing what I love, which is being in the water and getting other people back in the water. And when they ding their board, then I get to fix it up and like bless them with getting to go back in the water and enjoying God's presence there. Yeah, that's the goal for me, is to just get more people into the water to experience God's presence, and get more people to attribute the joy that they feel in the water to God. Because I ultimately do believe that that feeling that us surfers get from Him, and is His closeness to us.
the feeling of being on a wave.
I don't know. That's what it's all about, right? You paddle into a wave and you pop up, and like in that moment, you're just like
You're completely alone. It's you, the wave, and God. And I think that's kind of why it draws everyone in.
and it's like the coolest feeling ever. And I don't know, it's addicting, you know? You can't get enough of it. Because once the wave is over, you want another one, and like you can't really bring that experience with you. It's an experience that happens like in the present. If I'm not present when I'm surfing, then I can't enjoy the waves. Because when you're riding a wave, you have to be in that moment. If you're not in that moment, then you're wasting your wave. That's where I connect with God, is in the present. I think so frequently I get caught up in the future and like how this week is looking with school and friends and work. It's hard to connect with God in like my everyday busy life. And so when I go surfing, I just get to really, connect with God.
And I think that's where the God piece comes in. And if I'm being completely honest, I think a lot of surfers, whether they know it or not, that feeling of being on a wave is like one of the closest ways you can like feel God.
That's why I keep surfing. That's why I keep coming back.
In terms of a surfing goal, I realized pretty early on that I wasn't going to be competing in the WSL or anything, or throwing any air revos while I'm out in the water. And so for me, it really just became a lot about style. I knew if I could just like look good out in the water and look up to the guys that make a wave look beautiful, I think that's kind of what it's all about for me, is just getting out in the water and thinking about how I can make the wave look its best and put it less on me and make it look like I'm having a really good time and show that like I have control. Like style, Joel Tudor says style outlasts everything, and it really does. If you can get on a wave and make it look stylish and make it look effortless, I mean, you're going to be looking better than 80% of the guys that are out in the water with you. I don't know, I think I can feel confident out in the water that I don't look stupid, but I think there's still a lot I want to work on, and just like the power of surfing, I think I've done fairly well in just like flow and control and just like grace on a wave, but in terms of just like really leaning into a turn and just kind of like giving it all away or going for like a massive floater or something like that, like I think there's still an element of fear there, to be completely honest, and I think that's kind of the next threshold that's holding me back from getting to the next level, is just being afraid to go for like big things and like cut deeper and turn harder, and so I think for the rest of my life I'll be working to be more stylish. I think I'm always going to have something to critique. And some of my best memories are just being out in the water and with friends and looking at the sunset and just knowing that in that moment we're experiencing something that not very many people get to experience. So I'd say that's the best part of it, and I feel like God's gifted me with the ability and the privilege to be able to go get in the water and in the ocean and be immersed in something that is so powerful, that represents His strength and His might and just kind of control over everything. And when you get out in the water, you kind of just give it all up. And I think that's the beautiful part to that. The days where I go out in the water, I'm looking for God. The days that I just walk out happiest. The waves could be tiny, and I'll still be having a blast. And I think that's really where the heart of surfing comes in. Is just having fun and being close to God while doing so, and bringing God's love and excitement and enthusiasm into the water. So.
getting up this early to like do what is super fun for us and what we love to do. And I think what just keeps us coming back is no matter like how cold it is or how uncomfortable it is, it's just you know that you could like have the time of your life any given session, no matter how bad the waves are. So I think it's just kind of like the healthiest drug in the world, basically. But there's just really nothing that even comes close to like the amount of relief that I feel when I jump in the water. It's just like cool to feel like you're literally like wrapped in nature. So I think it's a good place for you to process when you get to the point where you feel like you're able to. A lot of people these days struggle with anxiety and just a lot of stuff like that. But the ocean's just something that you can always go back to whenever you're feeling down, and it kind of just centers you and calms you in a way that nothing else really can. Whenever I feel disconnected from God or anything like that, the reoccurring image that I picture in my mind is just an image of the ocean, or an image of me. I just picture myself sitting in the ocean or just on a wave, and it instantly just connects me back to Him, because I always feel closest to God when I'm in nature. It's a very special sport where you're fully relying on nature the whole time, and you're working basically in communion with nature to do what you're trying to do. And there's not really any other sport that's like that.
I think the ocean being a place of God revealing Himself and His nature and Him feeling so close is more of my attentiveness in the ocean, and my willingness between sets to just sit there and be like, okay, God, like, here I am, and He has just been waiting this whole time for me to come to Him. And I think that's the same across everyone. Everyone struggles to slow down in life, and when you have the opportunity to just go on your phone and pull out Instagram, then you're missing that opportunity to spend time with God. But in the ocean, that's not possible. And the only thing that you have to do out there is sit with yourself and your own thoughts and sit with God. And so I think that is what's been becoming more and more clear to me the more I've surfed and the more I've been in the water, is that it's just as much about our attentiveness to what God is trying to do in our lives and what He's trying to bring to our attention as it is Him being more present in the water. Not that the ocean isn't a place that is special to me, and it'll always be a special place and the place that I connect with God the most. What brings me back to the water is that connection with God that I feel. I think this joy and peace and comfort that is felt in the water is something that all surfers feel, or boogie boarders, body surfers, whatever it is, however you interact with the ocean. It's a byproduct of being closer to God through the ocean. I think that accrediting that feeling to God is something that has largely been overlooked, and all of the glory of that feeling that you get in the ocean belongs to God. And every surfer and everyone in contact with the ocean that gets this feeling should know that God is the root of that, and that's His closeness and His connection with us is through the ocean. Not necessarily for everyone, but for those surfers that know this feeling like nothing else.
So I found that the days that I honestly kind of walk away from the water feeling the best is when not just use it as escape, but a way to go think about things more clearly. And I think there's something about the ocean that just takes you away from it all in a really good way. It just kind of takes you away from the chaos and the movement and just like the rhythm of everyday life. And you know, when you get in the water, you can't bring your rhythm out there. You just can't. You have to drop it all at the door and just reset. I mean, the thing that I want to pass down is just like, just get frothed. Just come to the beach and have a good time. Like, the waves could be 1 foot, and go out there and act like it's 10, you know? Go have a good time with your buddies. Go get out in the water and just like, let everything float away. Like, the beauty of the ocean does not go away with swells. Sure, they make it a lot better, but that's not what it's about. Like, the heart of surfing is getting out in the water and building community, and being out in this thing that brings people together, that you can be excited about, that can be an escape and a haven for everybody. And I know something I try and live by every time I'm out in the water, and I definitely don't do it every day, but like, no matter how big it is, no matter what the conditions look like get excited. Just like be grateful for the fact that you get to be around something so beautiful. Even if the winds are 30 miles per hour on shore, I'm sure the sun's probably beautiful, or there's people there that are really amazing that you're just blessed to be around. Like, surfing has always been about the ocean, but it's also about the people and the people you surround yourself with while you're in it. Yeah, I'll always come back to the waves, always.
Here's G Money.